Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the best settings on NBA 2K26. These settings are definitely going to help you overall just become a better player and improve your game. All that I ask you to do is just leave a like and subscribe. Let's get right into it. All right, so when you're at the main menu, go over to features, click that, scroll down to controller settings, and now let's go over this. Now for the shot timing, I would just leave this on. I mean, if you're going to be playing online in any type of modes, you definitely need to leave this on. If you're going to be practicing, that's a no-brainer. Now for the layup timing, definitely leave that on. Again, Mike Wang said all online modes, you have to time your layup, okay? You know, they're not going to let you just go up real player percentage this year, and you have to time it. So keep that in mind, okay? Free throw timing, obviously, you're going to want to leave that on. Now for your shot timing visual cue, okay? I prefer either push or release. Now, depending on the game mode you play, you know, if you use like your My Players and whatnot, you can change that in the Jump Shot Creator, and that's going to override this setting. However, if you play Play Now or any type of modes where you can use all types of players in a 5v5 setting, it's really based on preference, okay? Now, me personally, I really like the shot timing visual cue to be on release. This doesn't necessarily make the jump shot, you know, slower. And even if you go with the jump setting right here, this doesn't make your jump shot faster. Basically, it just changes the time of release. So it's gonna feel like it's quicker, but it's really not. But I like release. Let go of the button when the ball is coming out of the player's hand. For your shot meter input type, leave that on all. Do not change that. Pro stick function, leave that on default. If you change this, it's just going to be bad. You won't be able to do hop steps into shots and whatnot. Don't just leave it on default. Trust me. Now for your pro stick orientation, this is all preference. I personally like absolute because no matter what dribble move I do, no matter where on the court, I basically can just do the same control with my right stick, left stick, and it's going to perform the same move. So definitely, in my opinion, leave that on absolute. Now, this is a big one. Passive dribble hand switches. I don't even know why this is automatically enabled when you get on the game. Guys, put this disabled, okay? If you're standing still dribbling in 2K26 and you have passive dribble hand switches enabled, your player's just gonna randomly just start kind of like switching, doing like slow, subtle crossovers. You do not want that. If the ball's in your right hand, you're gonna want to keep the ball in your right hand. So turn this off. Disable passive dribble hand switches. Now for skip passes, definitely leave this enabled. A lot of these you want to leave default because if you change it, it's just going to be really weird. Icon, leave this on default. Don't change this. Icon lead passing on. Pass target profile, leave this on default. All of this just needs to stay on default. I would not change any of this in my opinion. I played on these type of settings literally since like 2K11, so I haven't had any problems. I wouldn't change anything up. For the pro stick pass type, leave that on normal. Hold lock pass button, change that to skip pass. Yeah, basically all of these, you just want to leave default. I wouldn't change any of these. Who to guard, definitely leave that on. Pro stick, definitely want to leave that on absolute. Now for the controller functions, vibration, turn it off. In my opinion, I hate vibration on my controller. Just turn it off. Now, after you're done with controller settings, head up to normal settings. And for the game difficulty, I would just put that on all-star. Most modes online are on all-star. So if you're looking to practice around in the freestyle or, you know, whatever, definitely put that on all-star. You don't want to put it on Hall of Fame. That'll be too hard. It's not going to be, you know, similar to online. If you put it on rookie, obviously that'll be way too easy. So don't do that. Quarter length doesn't really matter unless you play now. Totally up to you. You could change it to 12 minutes if you want. Fatigue, definitely leave that on. If you're practicing, you know, if you want to play realistic, you want to practice, get better with your moves, leave fatigue on. Because if you turn that off, you're not going to get used to it. Leave fatigue on. All right, now for the injuries, leave that on. Game speed, leave it at 50 default. Again, a lot of these settings you want to leave default because when you're practicing, you don't want it to feel unrealistic, and then it's not going to work online. You know what I mean? So you definitely want to leave the game speed on 50. Foul out, leave it on 6. Yeah, all this stuff, basically you want to keep default. Now for the camera shake, it's up to you. On or off, totally up to you. Now for the action replays, again, all preference. I'm going to leave it on occasionally. Honestly, you could put it on never if you're really trying to, if you're playing My Career and you're just trying to speed the game up a lot, get a lot of buckets, you could turn this off. You could actually turn it on never if you want. For the highlight play camera cuts, totally up to you, on or off. A lot of this stuff is all preference. For the after basket camera cuts, I like to turn this off because, again, if you play My Career, you want to get these games done fast as possible, get as many buckets as possible. So I turn that off. All of these, you could definitely just leave the same. And then when you get down to motion blur, turn that all the way down, okay? Turn it all the way down. It's going to enhance the gameplay a lot, unless you really prefer motion blur on. I turn it off. I don't want it on. It's up to you though. I go 0 motion blur. Then after you're done with the settings, let's head over to customize HUD. And this is probably the most important settings menu that I'm going to be showing you in today's video. Now, once you're in this menu screen, click perfect release animations and SFX. For the visibility, I leave this on user only. Now for the graphic, this is totally up to you. I like party time. There's the ball green animation and the flame as well, but I think party time is pretty new, so I'm just going to use that. Now for the placement, again, this is all preference. A lot of these settings are all preference. I'm just showing you guys what they look like. You can go right side, left side. A lot of people prefer it by the rim. Personally, I like it to see it above my player, considering the fact that instant greens are back in 2K26. So I'm going to be going with above player. Now for the sound effect, totally up to you. I really like Money Machine. You guys can hear it right now. When you green a shot, you're going to hear that cha-ching. I like it. All right, now next up, the player indicator. I like mine on, and I go with something basic. You could change it to like a basketball if you want, or a flame. You could also change the colors of it, but I usually just leave mine default. I like red circle. You can make it large, you can make it small. I'm definitely just gonna leave mine with medium at the moment. Now let's talk about one of the most important settings in this video. Now for the shot meter shots, you're gonna wanna click that. Now, in my opinion, guys, if you're going to be shooting the ball, if you make a build that can shoot, which if you're watching this video, you probably are, you're going to want to turn visibility for shots off, okay? This gives you a big green window boost. And honestly, bro, honestly, it's going to help you become a better player. You need to turn it off. There's input delay online. The meter never really is consistent. I recommend turning this off. It's going to help you get way better at 2K26. However, if you're going to be dunking the ball a lot and you're going to be using the dunk meter, you definitely want to turn this on to see what the dunk meter is going to be looking like. So necessarily this isn't really for like your jump shot, but more about your dunk meter. Now they do have some new meters in here. They got Tusk, they got Fang, Rainbow. They got a whole bunch of different ones, Horn, Pill. You guys can, I'll scroll through all these real quick just so you guys can see. But the two I highly recommend using is Waves. Look at that. That looks really good. And then my other favorite one is going to be Comet. These are going to be really good, you know, when you're going up for that dunk meter. But I would definitely put this on, Comet on, and go crazy. However, again, I'm going to be turning this off because when I shoot the ball, I do not want a jump shot meter. I'm going to be turning that off. Visibility for layups, leave that on. You're going to want to see your layup meter. Visibility for free throws, if you want to leave that on, you can. Now for the turbo fatigue meter, it's up to you. I like it personally on the floor. A lot of people like it to the left side of their player. It looks kind of weird to me, but I like it on the floor, and I like it large. Pause, okay? You can change this to medium if you want. Medium is default, but I'm going to be using large. And for the injury fatigue icon, I'd leave this default. For the takeover icon, personally, I like it on the left side at the bottom. Default settings, would not change that. Now for your shot feedback, this is big. For the visibility, I honestly prefer simple, okay? This is gonna let you see you green your jump shot immediately, okay? You can put it on all shots if you'd like. I personally like it on simple, and I like it by my head. Some people like it by the rim, but you know what I mean? I wanna see it right next to my head, right when I shoot the ball. So definitely leave that on. And obviously you want distance on. You want to see how far from the rim you were when you shot the ball. Timing, obviously you want to know if you shot it early or late. So therefore you know what, you know, fixes you need to make on your next time. Now for your distance, obviously you're going to want to leave that on. You're going to want to know how far you are away from the rim when you take the jump shot. Timing, obviously leave that on. If you mistime it, you're going to want to know what you did wrong so you can fix it next time you shoot a jumper. Free throw chance, leave that on. And coverage, obviously leave that on. Okay, when someone gets a contest, you're going to know how well defended you really were. But guys, these are the best settings in NBA 2K26. If you found this video helpful, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. We got a lot of content coming out soon. I'll see you guys in the next one, man. I'm out. Peace.